Email obtained by the Post has revealed that Hunter Biden introduced a Ukrainian businessman to his father, Joe Biden.
It reads, "Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. It's really an honor and pleasure." The email was signed by an advisor to the board of Burisma. It was dated in 2015, about a year after Hunter joined the board there. However, this email contradicts Mr. Biden's claim that he's, quote, and I'm quoting him here, never spoke to his son about overseas business dealings.
Mr. Vice President, how many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings.
So that was an interview there, a mob interview, if you will.
How much play will that get?
It'll probably get a lot of play, number one. I think number two, he'll have to respond, obviously. Well, he will have to, but he will.
Will that
he
come
asked
out?
That.
Is that a fair debate question?
Why would it not be?
Well, it didn't come up in the first debate. I'm curious, why will it come up in the second, do you think? You know, I don't think there was any mention of Mr. Biden and his. Oh, I mean, there was a couple, but I mean, yeah. That would be a direct question.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
And the Post checked the legitimacy of the email?
Well, I mean, that'll go on right now, and I guarantee you both sides are spinning. It's so funny. Back in the day when you were a kid, we'd all watch the same movie or all see the same story, and we'd all kind of have a consensus as to who the bad guy was and who the. Nowadays, we all can look at the same data and come up with completely different takes on it.
Yeah, but just to answer, it's a fair question. It's a very basic question. I mean, the fact that the former vice president didn't answer it or answered it wasn't honest or forthcoming in that clip. Right, but that's a whole nother story.
In the first debate, I don't remember that question coming out of Chris Wallace's. I know the president brought it up, but I don't remember that question coming out of Chris Wallace's mouth. But then,
well, it's interesting to you know, when you say you look at information and everybody comes up with a different conclusion on what they're saying. A friend of mine is kind of one of these AI guys, artificial intelligence, 3D printer kind of. Anyway, he was telling me that people are now able to create videos with the exact subject, and you can't tell the difference if it's a real Joe Biden or an AI Joe Biden.
That's scary.
On some of these videos. So people are getting, you know, or Trump, or just pick a politician, or pick anybody. And that you can get them to say whatever it is you want to say, and then they're posting these videos.
Yeah.
And
so then that'll just add another layer of confusion to it all.
Right.
And remember, this is the Post, as we reported, so you're right. I mean, the emails have to be verified, number one.
Well, and if it's true, they'll deny it, and if it's not true, then...
This would constitute as one of those October surprises.
I think you're right.
Yeah.